My phone is gonna be blowing up this summer because, of course, there is going to be plenty of news. And today I was already touching on a potential here we go coming very soon, and it's for Brentford, because Brentford are closing in on a deal to sign Jannik Schuster from Red Bull Salzburg, a young defender. The deal is almost done for 20 million euros package, and so a very interesting opportunity, a very interesting player. And so this is the beginning of the transfer window with the first news coming. But we have to talk also about more about Barcelona, about Chelsea in this case, also something to say about Ederson. So let me start with all the questions we are getting on the situation of Alessandro Bastoni. Inter won the league yesterday, but there will be no changes in negotiations for any player during this week. Why? Because next week Inter play for the domestic cup, the Coppa Italia, the final against Lazio, and so till that game nothing will change in terms of discussions, negotiations, evolutions. So this week will not change anything in the Bastoni story, but obviously after the cup final and probably Barcelona already having a verdict for the league, that's going to be a really important moment to start understanding what's going to happen for Bastoni. Today the president of Inter, Marotta, said he's a really important player for us. We are aware of the interest of several clubs, including Barcelona, but at the moment the only way for players to go, and I think that's a crucial sentence, the only way for players to leave us is if they want to go, if they ask to leave. And at the moment, Bastoni didn't. This is what Marotta said. The reality, guys, is that Alessandro Bastoni, his agents, already spoke several times with Barcelona. Since December, there has always been direct contacts and direct conversations. And my understanding remains that Alessandro Bastoni would be open to joining Barcelona. But this deal doesn't depend on Bastoni. This deal depends on Bastoni, but also on Barcelona and Inter. In this moment, especially on Barcelona and Inter. Because you remember, in February, March, I was coming here on the channel and I was telling you, when you see reports of 45, 50 million euros, Inter are not accepting that. Inter probably will start the valuation of Bastoni for something around 70 million euros, then that could be reduced, we will see, but for sure, at the moment, my understanding is that Inter would not accept 45 or 50 million euros. So there is a big gap between Inter eventual request, if Bastoni goes and says, I want to leave, and Barcelona plan to offer that amount of money. Then, if they can find common ground, Bastoni remains the top target for Barcelona at centre-back. Otherwise, I told you 2 months ago that Evans Dica, the defender from Roma, is one of the options. Not the only one, Barca have more options in the list. Bastoni remains the preferred option at centre-back, but depending on the cost of the deal. So, conversations will follow. The story is still on. The story is not over, but will depend on what Inter and Barcelona can discuss in terms of price.